Hello, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Victor once again. It's another day, and we have another scholarship. So, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Where have you been? There are lots of videos already on this channel on fully funded scholarships from around the world. So, look around. I'm sure you'll find something that interests you. And if you're returning, thanks for coming back. Thanks for the constant support, and I hope you get a scholarship sooner than later. So let's move straight into the business of the day. We are in Canada at McGill University looking at the Mastercard Foundation Scholarship for fully funded masters. And this is a very popular scholarship as well. It was stopped for a while, then started again last year, and now it is open again for next year's intake. So please, I'll talk you through the application process and more importantly, the application form with the essays as well. A number of essays and essay prompts are here. And for most of these scholarships, if you do not get the essays correctly, even if you have the documents, you might not just get in. So I'll be talking through the essays with you and giving you tips on how to answer the essay questions. There are about 5 or 6 of them, so you want to pay attention and to get the tips. So let's begin. So how do you apply? Well, it's open now, and for fully funded masters at McGill University. By the way, I was at McGill just about 2, 3 months ago. If I have the picture, I'll put it somewhere on the screen. Yes. So let's begin. So make sure you fulfill the eligibility requirements before you even apply for the different master's program. So let's just check the general application requirements for a master's program. So usually a bachelor's degree, usually a 2-1 as well at least, but probably there are some departments that are a bit lenient, but usually a 2-1. And then English proficiency. And you might become a little bit worried and say, oh, I do not have like what they call them, the TOEFL or the IELTS, but do not worry. I'll show you where they talked about waivers. So proof of English required, we know that already. So these are the English language test. But then there's a category down here that says where you can get it waived, not required. And let's make this a little bit bigger. And if your mother tongue rather is English, and if you studied in Canada or the US, and then if you've obtained your undergraduate degree or graduate degree from a foreign institution where English is the language of instruction. So I think a number of you can claim this one. A number of you can claim this option that is studied whether in Ghana, Nigeria, Tanzania. I hope I've said this. This scholarship is for Africans and for African applicants, by the way. So if you're from any of the English-speaking countries in Africa, I think you should go for this. I wouldn't need to submit any English language proficiency test. So let's go back to the application process. So what do you do? How do you apply? First, you go to McGill, the application page of McGill University, and there's a link here, and you start an application. But before you do so, you need to make sure that your course is among one of the eligible courses. Not all courses at this university are eligible. So let's check the eligible courses together. That's the courses sponsored by Mastercard Foundation. So these are the courses. So here you have animal science, bioresource engineering, and there are different subfields. You have biostatistics, biotechnology, food science. You have another food science here, human nutrition, public health, and public policy. So that's the eligible courses. Fingers crossed that your courses among these ones. There are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 eligible courses. So if your course is there, you proceed to apply for one of them, but do not submit your application yet because you'll be asked to pay an application fee. So do everything is written here. Engage with the application, put in your details, but do not make any payments. Do not make any payment for application. And while you're doing that, quickly fill the Mastercard Foundation scholarship form. So if you're pre-selected after the screening, the pre-screening, then you'll be given like a code or something to pay for your application fee or a waiver. Something will be given to you to help you waive the application fee. So start the application all right, but simultaneously at the same time, that's tautology by the way, start also the Mastercard Foundation Scholarship. And the deadline is on the 1st of December. So do not wait till then, of course, because like you need to submit references, you have to go through a number of things. So I think you should start as soon as you have as soon as you have your documents together. So remember, do not pay for any application fee. So if you're pre-screened, if you've passed the first stage, you'll be granted a fee waiver, as we said, at McGill University. And there are also other details about how to go about the funding. So the application form, how do you submit it? Because this is like the very important bit. If you do not get through this point, there is no point even proceeding with the scholarship in the first place. So we'll be emphasizing on how to fill this application form. And I've opened one already, as you can see, and I'm already on the page. I think this is page 4 of page 5. So, yeah, this is page 4. So the initial pages are about your normal, what do they call it? Your normal bio data and where are you from, the country of origin, and so on and so forth. So that is what we did in the first one. So the first one I clicked on yes, that I agreed to the pre-screening for a fee waiver. Then basic details about yourself. Yeah, this one you can do it on your own. And then select one of the courses. I think you can select only one course. And I selected public policy. So out of the 11 eligible courses, and then yeah, just fill the form as well. So we're going straight to the essays now. So yes, we've come to the essays, the personal statement. A minimum of 250 words, a maximum of 350 words. So you might want to type this out first on Microsoft Word, where you can get the word count, and then copy and paste it here. I think that's the best thing to do. So the first question says you should describe why you've chosen your intended course at McGill University and how you foresee this program to impact your short and long-term personal and career goals. So this is a very interesting question. And you can see I've typed something interesting as well in the box. And I said, check Chevening essay on why study these courses and career paths. So what does this mean? There is already a video on my channel on the Chevening essay, on the Chevening scholarships. The Chevening, by the way, is a different kind of scholarship by the British government. But this question here is similar to the question asked by Chevening on why did you pick this course? What skills do you intend to learn from this course? Why this university? And then on your career plans. So I'll just quickly go to my channel and show you what I mean. So this is my channel. Just go to the home page. And right from the second tab, you see the Chevening essays. And this essay already on career plans teaches you how to write about your career plans, your short-term goals, your medium-term goals, and your long-term goals. So look at this video closely. You might get tips on how to answer that question. And of course, why study in the UK would also help you answer the question on why did you choose that course? That's McGill. What do you intend to learn from that course? What attracted you to it? So I've discussed all that in depth in these two videos here, the career plan video and the why study or why choose that course video. So we got that covered already. Pay attention to those videos because it went into detail and gave lots of tips. And several people have used it in the past for not just the Chevening, but for different other scholarships, and it worked. So I think it will just work for you as well. So go there. That's a treasure trove of tips on how to write career plan essays, why choose these courses essays. So let's go to the next question since we've covered that in the previous video. So the other one is about how you intend to use the knowledge and skills gained during your scholarship to positively impact the African continent. So that's good. So your contribution back home, talk about the domestic problems, either in your country or in Africa at large, with international relevance. So that's problems in your country that will resonate with people around the world. things like climate change, things like environmental pollution, like education for children, like to stop their child labor. All those issues, they get international sympathy, so to say. So try to anchor your academic interest on one of these major issues. Then give interesting data about these issues. How widespread are they in your country? How widespread are they on the African continent? So give data, numbers from credible sources on the enormity of the problem to show the scale of the problem. It's a big problem. It needs urgent attention. So essentially, given the scholarship, I would study, get skills to address this thing back home or back in Africa. So what skills do you think you would acquire in McGill, and how McGill will expose you to world best practices? So McGill is the top institution, of course, and with top researchers, top academics, and you hope to go there to learn skills on dealing with that problem you've identified, and then knowledge transfer, lesson drawing. So from these knowledge or from these skills of this experts you see at McGill, you would glean from their knowledge and use it to address the peculiar problem facing your country, facing your continent. So also be specific about the skills. So it depends on your field, of course. If you're in food technology, for instance, what skills do you intend to learn in food technology? Probably skills on food preservation, or skills on what do they call it? How to detect um, what they call medicinal fruits or medicinal crops or things like that. If that is an issue in your country, of course, so create something out of it. You might see a lot of food materials or food products get spoiled in your country and leads to lots of starvation or things like that, malnutrition, and you want to help farmers preserve their food better to increase yields and, of course, to increase food supply and sufficiency when it comes to food production. So something like that. It depends on your area, of course. These are just prompts to spark your interest. So these are the expose the problem and show how you use those skills to address this problem. So what are the skills, and connect them to the problem you've raised. So let's go back there. Let's go down rather. So this question is about, why do you believe that you are a good candidate? And what are some of the skills and attributes that you bring to the scholars community on campus? So how do you show you're a good candidate for this? Show that you already have your bachelor's degree. Show the class of the degree you got in university. So the basic academic details about you. If possible, also work experience, I think. Yeah, work experience should be also a good one. Work experience, actually a relevant one. Relevant work experience, relevant, not vent work experience. So what attributes, that's the character, the behavior that you bring. So you can say you are into teamwork, you're a big team worker. Yeah, you solve problems collectively, and that will help, especially if you're working in a lab environment. You know how to collaborate with others. You are diligent, so you take your work seriously. So that's an attribute that will help you also in the campus, in the student community, also in collaboration, in also taking instructions from your supervisors and lecturers. Open to learning new skills. This is also very important as a student and as a human, actually. It's good to also learn new skills. So show them that you're good at learning new skills. If possible, give them examples of where you learned like, either a new language, a new technique, something new that's helped you as an individual, that helped your career. You could also put here extracurricular. So check the different sports on campus at McGill and show how you might be able to participate in one or two of them. For instance, is there a swimming society? Is there a chess society? Is there a debate society? Is there a quiz society? Hiking society, green society. So look around. So Google, that's the kind of research you have to do on your own. See the extracurricular activities on campus and see how you can catch one or two of them. So let's go to the next question. Is about which transformative leadership skills and competencies do you hope to develop if selected for the scholarship? So here, there are lots of skills you can, of course, talk about. I've given you examples like networking with faculty and peers, learning from others, time management. striving that are thriving in a multicultural international environment. So these are skills that will help. They're usually people skills and competency skills that will help you learn from others and make you a good leader as well. So learn how to network with people, how to layers with people, learn from people, time management, how to work in a multicultural international environment. It helps with collaboration, helps in tolerance, helps in management. So the final question here says you should summarize your current or past leadership experiences, community involvement, volunteer engagement. So this is the classic STAR method, where we tell them about the situation. That's a location where you carried out a particular project or where you worked. So the state, the country it is based. What tax did you do? Be specific. You helped in a fundraising for a church program, maybe to build a youth center in your church. So you were in charge of the fundraising. What did you do? You sent a number of appeals envelopes. You visited a number of people, a number of businesses, visited parishioners in the house, and solicited for donations, results. How much did you raise? Or were you able to use the money for what's tangible results? If you did like an outreach program, for instance, you're into public health, an outreach program. So how many people turned up? What did you actually do with them? Did you give them like medications? Did you give them medical advice? Did you link them up to doctors and things like that? So learning, what did you learn from there? Could learn tolerance, perseverance, people management, time management, money management, etc. So that's left to you. So this is just to spark your interest. Oh, that wasn't actually the last question. So this is actually the last one. It's about failures. Have you experienced failure either at work or school? And how and what did you do to overcome or address this? Well, no one is above mistakes. He who makes no mistake never learns. So acknowledge that, yes, as human beings, we're already flawed, but it's important to learn from our mistakes and disclose where you made a mistake or where you failed in doing something. Most importantly, how you stood up from your failure. So you could mention how you asked for feedback from your teacher or from your supervisor. So you messed up a tax or you got a very poor result, and then you went back to your teacher to find out what actually went wrong and took the corrections, took the criticisms, and then how you worked with peers or learned from peers. So probably some people did well in the tax and you did very poorly. So you probably went to meet them and said, "Can I see your notes? What did you do differently?" So that speaks to your character as well, that you're humble, you're ready to learn, you're open to learning, learn from your peers, and yeah, borrow some of their secrets on how to excel. And then tried again and made it and said, "Oh, I didn't give up, by the way. Yes, I failed, but I asked for feedback. I worked with my peers. I was humble enough to ask for corrections, to absorb the feedback. And now I tried again and I made it." So it's very important, this triumph story, that you tried again, you overcame the failure because of these steps that you took: feedback, collaboration, trying again. And that's it for the essays, I believe. That's it for the essays, I believe. And I might leave a screenshot of this in the, what do they call it? I might leave a screenshot of this in the description box of the video so you can see the points and work with them. Why the other bits here about your, what they call them, your certificates, your CV, send them to this email address here. And then you acknowledge that you've sent them after you've sent them. What's next? Let's see. Names of referees. I think you need two of them. So their name, how are they related to you? Either your supervisor at work or your lecturer in school. Um, their email address as well. And I think that's the end of the form. Yeah, that's the end of the form. So that's it, guys. I hope this was useful. Fully funded masters by the Mastercard Foundation at McGill University in Canada. So this is a fully funded scholarship, guys. They cover everything: your tuition, at least from those who got it in previous years, your tuition, your housing, your stipend, your travel costs. So you wouldn't have to pay anything. Just pack your brain, pack your bags, and move to Canada to study, of course. And I hope this was useful, guys. There are several other materials, of course, on this channel on fully funded scholarships from around the world. So, as I often say, look around. I'm sure you find something that will catch your interest. As usual, we cannot wait to celebrate you. Get to work, start putting your documents together, start contacting your referees, and I will see you at the top sooner than later. Bye bye for now.